You see a dog across the street. You don't know this dog. You have never met this dog.
You have no prior relationship with this dog, no shared history, no mutual friends.
And yet, somewhere deep in your body, a primal force awakens. Your hand rises. Your fingers curl. Your brain sends one single command: touch the dog. Before you've even processed what's happening, you're crouched on the pavement, making a sound you would never make professionally.
Whispering, "Hi, baby," to a stranger's golden retriever like it's the most natural thing in the world.
And the wild part? It is! Because this isn't just you. This isn't just a dog person thing.
This isn't just a cat person thing, or an I grew up on a farm thing.
This is a cross-cultural, deeply neurological, almost embarrassingly universal human behavior. We pet dogs, we pet cats, we pet bunnies, horses, capybaras, the occasional very confused lizard. And nobody has ever really sat down and properly explained why. Until now. Let's start with the obvious question. Is it just that animals are cute?
Because that feels like the simple answer, right? You see something cute, you want to touch it.
Case closed, everybody go home. But here's where it gets interesting. The cute instinct is way more complicated than it looks on the surface. When you see a creature with big round eyes, a small nose, chubby cheeks, and a large forehead, your brain doesn't just produce a vague, pleasant feeling. Your brain enters a very specific neurological state.
Look at this. It seems this document confirms the migration patterns of the early Pekin duck.
He called it Kindchenschema, which is German for baby schema. His idea was that certain physical features trigger caregiving instincts in adult humans. Round face, big eyes, small chin, soft features, wobbly, uncoordinated movements. All of these things evolved in human infants, specifically to hijack adult brains.
And make those adults want to protect and nurture the infant.
Evolution is not subtle. It basically built a visual exploit directly into your neurological operating system and called it a baby.
And Lorenz's observation, which was genuinely ahead of its time,
was that the same features, when found in other species, trigger the exact same response. Your brain does not care that the thing in front of you is not your offspring. It does not perform a species check. It sees big round eyes and a small face. And it fires the caregiving circuitry. And suddenly you are experiencing a protective maternal or paternal instinct toward an animal you met 11 seconds ago in a parking lot. What's remarkable is that Lorenz proposed all of this in the 1940s with basically no brain imaging technology. Your hand rises. Your fingers curl. Your brain sends one single command: touch the dog.
And then decades later, when we actually put people inside fMRI machines and showed them photographs,
The brain lights up in specific, identifiable regions. The orbitofrontal cortex. Areas linked to reward processing. Structures associated with emotional salience and motivation.
Looking at a cute animal is not a passive experience. It is a neurological event.
Your brain is actively, measurably doing something. It is responding to what it sees. The way it responds to things that genuinely matter, things that are emotionally significant. Things worth paying attention to, things worth caring about. And crucially, all of this is happening before you've even touched anything. Because touching is a completely different layer on top of all of this.
And this is where things get really good. Here's something that doesn't get talked about enough. The human sense of touch is absurdly sophisticated. We tend to think of touch as one sense.
But it's actually a collection of different sensory systems running simultaneously. Your skin is covered in many different types of mechanoreceptors. Specialized sensory cells that respond to different kinds of physical contact. Some respond to pressure, some to vibration, some to texture changes, some to temperature shifts.
And there is one specific type, discovered and studied in more depth relatively recently.
In the context of emotional and social touch, called C-tactile afferents.
These are nerve fibers that are specifically, almost perfectly tuned to a particular kind of gentle, stroking touch. Not firm pressure, not sharp pain, not fast movement. Slow, gentle, soft stroking at a speed of approximately 1 to 10 centimeters per second.
And there is one specific type, discovered and studied in more depth relatively recently.
But to areas associated with emotion, social bonding, and reward. These fibers essentially exist for the purpose of making gentle touch feel emotionally meaningful. Not just physically registered, but meaningful. And here's the part that connects everything. Running your hand slowly over soft fur activates C-tactile afferents. It is as if fur was designed to interface with this specific sensory system. But it's actually a collection of different sensory systems running simultaneously.
Though neuroscientists are genuinely a little tired of that reductive label, because it does considerably more work than that.
Oxytocin is released during positive physical touch. It's released when you hug someone you care about. When you hold a baby. When you engage in physical affection of basically any kind. And multiple well-designed studies have shown that just a few minutes of interacting with a golden retriever dog significantly elevates oxytocin levels in humans. We're talking measurable spikes in blood concentration. And here's the part that feels almost unfair and how wholesome it is. The oxytocin spikes in the dog too. You are locking eyes with a dog, petting it, and you are both experiencing the same neurochemical response. You walked up to a stranger's dog on the street, and you accidentally fell a little bit in love with it.
And so did the dog. And that is not sentimentality. That is biology working exactly as it's supposed to.
But let's take a step back, because there's another angle here that most people never consider. Why soft things specifically? Why is fur the thing that does this to us and not, say, gravel?
Humans, as infants, spend an enormous portion of their early existence in close contact with warm, soft things.
Humans, as infants, spend an enormous portion of their early existence in close contact with warm, soft things. It gets coded into your nervous system as a baseline. Soft things equal safety. There's also the temperature element, which is underrated. Fur is warm. There's also the temperature element, which is underrated. Fur is warm.
And warm things communicate at a very deep neurological level that something is alive.
When you place your hand on something warm and slightly yielding, there is an almost immediate reduction in measurable physiological stress markers. The way it responds to things that genuinely matter, things that are emotionally significant.
The sound is produced by the rapid movement of the laryngeal muscles. The cat's larynx vibrates. The sound is produced by the rapid movement of the laryngeal muscles. The cat's larynx vibrates.
The frequency of a typical domestic cat purr falls between 25 and 150 hertz.
Frequencies in that specific range have been documented in clinical contexts to promote healing in bone tissue.
It is as if fur was designed to interface with this specific sensory system.
Cats walk around being accidentally therapeutic. They are sitting on your laptop and ignoring you.
Cats walk around being accidentally therapeutic. They are sitting on your laptop and ignoring you. Now let's address the compulsive part of all this, because I think this is genuinely the most interesting aspect. It's not just that petting animals feels good. Lots of things feel good, and we manage to restrain ourselves.
The weird thing about animals is that the urge feels almost impossible to override.
You know intellectually that you should ask before petting the pug dog. You do it anyway. Part of it is approach motivation. When your brain identifies something as potentially rewarding. And cute, soft, warm animals are firing essentially every reward signal your brain is equipped to generate.
It creates a motivational pull toward that thing that precedes conscious decision-making.
The conscious decision-making layer is catching up to something your body already started doing.
Then there's something researchers have started calling cute aggression, which sounds alarming and is actually fascinating. When something produces an overwhelming level of positive emotion, more than the system is easily handling. When something produces an overwhelming level of positive emotion, more than the system is easily handling.
The brain generates a countervailing negative impulse as a homeostatic mechanism, a way of balancing out.
Your brain is literally trying to cope with the volume of positive response it's receiving.